Baby, Saturday night, turn it up. Always fun when you sun the suns. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winner's Lounge. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. I feel like we didn't do as good as we should have done tonight because the Nuggets did too good.
That's exactly what happened. I would not check your Bet365 account. Oh, no. But thanks back to 365.
All right.
Spiritually, we were right.
Spiritually, we were too right. I can't believe it. We're here in the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. So many good things to talk about tonight. You know what? I love when there's a Winners Lounge and you're like, I got a long list of positive things. We're going to have a good time. Nuggets are streaking. That's one of them. Brendan Vogt's in the house. That's not one of them.
Oh, all right. Well,
but it's not one of them.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. It was a great night in the bar tonight.
Really was, man.
A lot of Nuggets fans, good vibes.
The bar is alive.
The bar is alive, man, and I'm alive, dude. 6 straight winners lounges. What a treat, dude.
It's fun. Like a good night at the bar, Nuggets win. That's part of it.
Part of it.
But then it was like, when this place is at its best, it feels like you're in the arena.
100%.
And that's what it was like tonight. Everybody was into it. All
High
Nuggets
fives,
fans.
cowbells, people taking pictures. Like, it's the best,
and
man.
I met a bunch of new people tonight. You know, there's a lot of originals, or what do you call them? Usuals now, you know,
regulars.
like a lot of regulars.
Yep.
But a lot of new people in the house tonight. Superstar Dev's in the building.
I'm going to double down on that take. If you're, like, from out of town and you're thinking about coming to the bar, go when they're on a winning streak.
That's
like,
so true.
It's packed at the bar. It's fun. It's live. Everybody's, like, into it. It's a community. Like, it was great to see people come from out of town. We talk about, like, not the usual people. It's because we had a lot of out-of-towners, and they showed love. And I love feeling that love.
Yeah, and they all love Dev the most.
Well, I mean, so do we.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
At least that's what they say.
They have to say it.
They
though,
have to
right?
say it.
They have to say it.
Yeah, I don't know if they really mean it. It is like, Vogt, Adam, it's so good to meet Dev. Oh my God.
I mean, we do call them superstars.
Do you remember when
part of it.
the entire nation of Serbia said that?
I thought they were going to build that man a statue. I was a little worried we wouldn't be able to get Dev out of the country because they loved him so much.
Yeah. But now they've welcomed D-Line.
That's true. Now D-Line is their own.
An actual Serbian.
All right, Nuggets get the win 122-105 over the Phoenix Suns. Shorthanded on both sides. A little more shorthanded on the Phoenix side. 122-105 sounds like a blowout. It wasn't that close. This game never felt like it was in doubt.
Denver kept their margin.
Let's get the game notes here. Very fast breakdown for you. Start of the first note's a good one. Murray flurrying. He started the game really high. Remember that, Dan?
I remember it. I won't forget it.
I won't forget it. And then Jokic started. It was nice because you got like first punch was Jamal, second punch was Jokic. Jokic had 9, 5, and 5 at the end of one, but he also had 2 fouls. Kind of a bummer. He had to come out 37-32 Nuggets. Then Jokic started taking it to Nick Richards. Man, there's been a lot of teams that have made a trade for a guy that, hey, we need somebody in here to stop Jokic. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Nick Richards might be the least Jokic stopper of the Jokic stoppers ever. Jokic didn't try tonight and just toyed with him.
I already thought that the Suns sucked. They are now worst by getting that center. Nurkic should be pissed.
Nurk's way better against Jokic than Nick Richards is.
He's just way better, period.
Well,
period.
I mean, yeah. I absolutely agree.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Then Bull comes in and he starts scoring. You guys remember how good he was in that second quarter?
Oh, man, the little behind-the-back pass.
No, that was the third quarter, but it was nice. But then Richards tweaked a knee. He was okay. He came back into the game, but he went out for a little bit, and it was 63-55 Nuggets. Suns started the second half attacking Julian quite a bit, man. He was in the starting lineup tonight. We're going to talk about that. I think it's a preview of what we're going to see in the playoffs. But the Nuggets were scoring right with them, so it was fine. You got that Aaron Gordon to CB lob. That one, man, I did not see coming because that looked like it was just too high, too difficult. Like he was sprinting, he had to jump and reach for it. That was a beautiful lob.
He also threw it down somehow, too. I mean, when it's that out of control, you just got to guide it in, but he cocked that thing back, man.
I love how you said down.
Down.
He did.
Yeah,
He
he threw it down.
I mean,
D-A-U-N.
it was Brown.
Yeah, Brown down. Throw it down.
Down.
And at the end of the game, honestly, that third quarter was not impressive until the last 4 minutes. Nuggets went on a huge close to push it to 98-81 Nuggets. And that's why I said this game was never close, because Nuggets were kind of in second gear. They punched it into fourth gear for about 4 minutes and blew this open to a 20-point lead. Fourth quarter, Trey Alexander minutes? Spencer Jones minutes?
Pushed it a little far.
Pushed it a little far, but also it's like we're going to put Spencer Jones, we're going to go deep into our bag, except for Jamal. Jamal, you're getting 40 minutes tonight. Just stay out on the court. For some reason, Jamal just would not check out of this game. Nuggets open this thing up and make it a blowout. Let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways.
Love that sound.
Superstar Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. I'm not even going to give it to you guys. Jamal Murray was sensational.
He really was,
I mean,
man.
sensational. When he goes into this kill mode,
Yeah.
there is really nothing that, teams can do. And he seems to go into it every single time that they play Devin Booker. There is something about that matchup that he says, I'm not losing to this guy. I do remember a few years back where they were like showing the record with Jamal versus the Suns or Devin Booker. I bet you it's still insane because he really he goes at him the entire time. He had 30 points in this game. He went 6 of 9 from deep. 30 points on 0 free throws.
Yeah.
0 free throw attempts. Again, one of those type of games. And again, it's the big thing about the balance that I love for him. He went into kill mode, which then makes it easy for like everything to open up. So now he's, able to dish it off. Now he's able to find other, guys to get involved. But he's been looking good for a while now. And I love to say Jamal Murray is back.
He's back,
he
baby.
Is back.
He really is moving great. I mean, honestly, 12 of 23 shooting, like 30 points on 23 shots. That's pretty good. But his game tonight, he just looked so smooth. His shots were smooth tonight. He got to that mid-range smooth tonight. He hit his three smooth. He had bounce to him. He just looks... It's funny because he's coming off a game where he didn't play because of knee swelling, but you wouldn't have known it. If you didn't know that he missed, he looked great. What's yours?
Yeah, very similar. I was just going to say Jamal Murray really loves to play the Phoenix Suns, man. In his career, he averages 21.5 points per game, 4.4 assists, 4.1 rebounds while shooting 50% from the field and 47% from three in his career against the Suns, where he also has a career record of 18-5. I think that should just be the regular season there, that career record. Of course, we know how that playoff run went as well.
Yeah.
We all try to kind of figure out when Jamal's going to go off in the regular season, what teams, what time of year. We try to follow the trends. Here's one of them staring you right in the face, man. If he's playing the Phoenix Suns, Jamal Murray is likely to bring some of his best basketball to the table. And I thought, Dev, it looked smooth tonight, right? Like he was so good, but arguably as easy as it looked for him all year, just in terms of how smooth he looked. So that was really encouraging. Obviously, Jamal and Jokic should tear this team up. But they did, and it looked easy.
This sound right here, I just love it. You hear everybody laughing and having a good time. There's good music on in the bar. You walk around. I walked around, shook hands, kissed babies, tonight a little bit.
Kissed hands, shook babies.
Is that what I said?
No, you got it right.
You shook
right.
hand, kissed baby. Right. I got it right. But, you always could walk around this bar, because we're in a bar all the time. When you go to a great bar, and you have a great night, and you walk around, and you're like, man, I love that bar. It has a good feel. That's what this bar is. And you can hear it right now, people singing and stuff. Oh, yeah, dude. It's great.
The game's over. And
game's over.
Going,
It's Saturday night, man. You can't let the game end.
I want to go. Let's go party, guys.
Let's hurry this up and get out of here. I'm going to go on top of you guys. Jamal Murray, certainly, but I'm going to actually say it's our headline story. Peanut butter and jelly, man. 30 points, 5 assists for Jamal, 6 of 9 from 3. Jokic, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Missed 2 shots tonight, Dev.
2 shots.
He missed 2 of them. One was a 3. I don't even remember what the other one was. But that level of efficiency, we're making fun of Nick Richards, but the truth is, when Jokic's in his bag and he's comfortable and he's rolling as he has been for, the last 5 years, there's nothing you can do about it. And poor Nick Richards was the sacrificial lamb tonight. I'm sure the Suns brass and even his teammates were out there going like, all right, let's see how he does. Just want to see what it's like and how we're going to guard him. They go to the tape of this one tonight, they're going to be like, we do whatever we got to do to avoid Denver in the playoffs because that guy has no chance against him. But it was really the duo. They had a lot of nice two-man game stuff tonight. Not a ton of two-man game, but both of them kind of left-right punch. It's a beautiful thing.
I think the other miss was the heave, no?
It was the heave.
You're right. Oh, that might have been the three. That was the three.
Yeah, that was the three. He almost
Yeah,
had the perfect game. It was really the heave that he had no business even shooting.
I love
and
that
he has a few of those.
He's trying to shoot every heave right now, and I kind of love it.
I don't know it. I'm going to guess that the other miss was probably just offensive rebound that he put back to. I don't know,
but most likely, yeah. No, but those two guys. I mean, that's what it's all about. We've gone through this, like, the Westbrook and this and that. And when Westbrook gets back, we put it on the main menu, right? It's the main dish, as we did on our show yesterday. But the Murray-Jokic two-man game is what we know wins a title. And it's just nice that Murray is starting to catch a rhythm. Jokic's always in rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why there's so many Murray haters. There's why there's so much frustration about Jamal when he's not playing well, or to start out seasons because he's not in tip-top shape. Because this is what we're accustomed to. This is what we love feeling. This is when they go on those long winning streaks, is when Jamal has it going on. Because I mean, Jokic's top dog. He's the best player in the world. He's dominating every single night. But when they both have it going on, teams are really like in shambles. I sit here and think about this Suns team. They already were in fear mode. This is like already a bad spot for them. They look at this game and say there literally is nothing we can do with them. Even when we get our guys back, we don't have a center that could stop them. Jamal goes at Devin Booker the entire time, and then they just look comfortable against them. This is we make jokes about the Nuggets owning the Lake. They really know what to do against the Suns every single time out, and it's because Jamal, he's right there. He plays at tip top, he's at the top.
Jamal Murray. I mean, it is weird that what do you think of the 38 minutes tonight? He just coming off of a game he had to miss.
I mean, he keeps playing 38 minutes. This is what he is. You could just pencil him in right there every single night.
Yeah.
And I think this is just how the knee works. Some nights it's so bad he can't play at all. Some nights he's like, honestly, I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing, and I think that's kind of what Malone was trying to explain, that it'll pop up here and there, but I don't know how much of it is like we can save him from this or need to save him from this versus when he doesn't feel comfortable, they're just not going to push it.
I'm going to get ahead of this even though we're early on it. I love Russ. I think Russ has been unbelievable. He fits this team. The team needs him to win a title. I love Christian Brown in the starting lineup because I like Jokic and Murray running the show. Aaron Gordon knows what to do. Michael Porter knows what to do. CB knows what to do. Not that Russ doesn't, but what Russ does is louder. It almost, in some ways, it doesn't. It's not that it takes away. It's just it's its own personality. And to me, when you have that, why not split it up? Why not start your games with this personality and bring Russ in to change things up, to give a change of pace? And I hope that's what happens, honestly, when he comes back. But I just like Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon tonight remind you of those guys are a really good fit when everything's clicking. Yeah,
even sticking to that Russell Westbrook piece. Right now, it's not good that he's hurt, but it's good that the team is finding different ways to win in different ways. This was their classic way to win, but also we've seen Aaron Gordon get out, and we got to see two-mans with Michael Porter Jr. We got to see Jamal get out. We get to see the two-man with Russell Westbrook, with Jokic. Everybody knows what type of player Jokic is and how he amplifies everyone. But now you're starting to see those personalities. You're starting to see, a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of performances for them because you don't know what to expect from them. So when they all are playing and they're all on at the same time, the ceiling for that is going to be so high. So I love the fact that when one guy goes out, they just are okay, we're going to just switch. Yeah. We're going to just completely have a different personality and play well. And that's when you know you have a deep team.
Yeah. All right, let's hit our first break. On the other side, there's a lot of players to get through to tonight, including Jalen Pickett. It might not be till segment 3, but the fellas were with me again tonight. I was loving me some Jalen Pickett. We'll get to that later.
We are locked in. Hey, how about LiveWell, where there's 25 convenient locations in Colorado, all full of a knowledgeable, supportive staff that are there to help you on your journey. Visit a LiveWell dispensary to learn more about their wide selection of cannabis flower, edibles, concentrates, and more. Now, some people try recreational marijuana and it's just not for them, and that's totally fine, and that may be the case for you. But it also may be the case that you just had a bad experience, and the right strain or the right vehicle of taking THC, whether that's through edibles or whatnot, works better for you. And so if you're curious about just kind of expanding and broadening your recreational cannabis horizons, don't be afraid to ask your bud tender some questions when you're hanging out at a Live Well. And definitely do not forget to mention code DNVR25 in store. When you'll receive 25% off one regular price item. That can be any item, even an ounce if you want to buy in bulk. So go ahead and head to one of those 25 convenient Live Well locations and use code DNVR25 when you check out. Also want to tell you about our friends at Breckenridge, but we're talking about the distillery this time. If you are a whiskey fan, a bourbon fan,
they have a great bourbon, great whiskey, man.
Great bourbon, and I actually think it's even great.
They have two.
Neat or on the rocks. I know some people prefer cocktails, but this is so smooth. And whenever I'm at a bar with a great whiskey selection, I just say bust out the Breckenridge bourbon.
I think I'm going to pick some up tomorrow for the Super Bowl. That might be what we'll go for.
Oh man, it sounds good right now. The Breckenridge Distillery is the world's highest distillery. More than award-winning spirits, they're offering an immersive guest experience as well. Eat at their award-winning restaurant, enjoy show-stopping cocktails, learn about their highly awarded spirits. With an in-depth tasting, get an inside look at their active production facility. Use code DNVR at checkout. You'll get free shipping on all orders over $99. Learn more at BreckenridgeDistillery.com.
We are back. D-Line's in the chat. D-Line, we already missed you, buddy.
In the chat.
We already missed you. The next guy I want to talk about. By the way, everybody throw a like for us real quick. Get these likes up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing if you haven't already? Christian Braun has a bag.
A bag.
I actually cannot believe it because I would have said he's the most bagless player on the entire roster coming into the year. Then he's doing well in transition. He's finishing off cuts. He does everything right. He fills the gaps. But they're starting to give him the ball, Dev, and just asking him to cook. And it's not like he has dynamic moves, quick cross or whatever, but he just has to get one step on you, and then he just punches it all the way through. And he's starting to gain confidence in it.
The magnitude of this game won't back it, but I feel like this was like the best Christian game that I've watched.
Wow.
He looked so incredible as far as he's dunking, he's knocking down, the three ball, he's breaking people down off the dribble, he's getting everyone else involved. He got some rebounds, 6 assists. He does not do that. He just doesn't. But he's getting out in the break.
He had 6 assists.
He's doing it in different ways. But I really do. When you talk about that bag, I think about the play where he had the cross up and it went and finished it. That is not Christian Braun.
Right.
He's been the most improved player on this team throughout this year.
Yeah.
And it's wild that he's able to open up new things to his game in the middle of the season, because I just thought it was just such a one-dimensional, I'm going to play defense and then I'm going to get out on a break. Nope. His game is expanding. The Nuggets are putting the ball in his hands more, and he's making more things happen. So, yeah, Christian Braun has a bag.
I called a two-way performance, too. I thought he and your guy, Jalen Pickett, did a good job on Devin Booker. I mean, he ultimately got some production in. He's Devin Booker, and we know it's not an easy spot to be in as the lone scorer. But it never felt like it was too easy for Devin Booker to just walk to his spots. And I thought Christian, Pickett, maybe others, but that's just sort of the top of my head how I remember it, did a really good job of just, kind of being in his breathing space and his airspace. And even some of the classic Booker shots he took, some of them looked tougher. So, it's not like they had him in jail, but it wasn't a Booker masterclass either. And because of the defensive job they did, he couldn't touch what Murray was doing. And, that's some of the ingredients of a blowout there in Phoenix.
6 assists is wild. I'm trying to look up real quickly what his career high is. He has 7. So he had a 7 in 2024. So last year he had a game with 7 assists.
He probably had 4 points or something in it. There's no way he had 18.
Let's take a look. I can find this out. It's against Oklahoma City. Nuggets won by 35 points. And he, off of the bench, had 13, 7 and 7. So kind of comparable to tonight.
It's pretty good.
What do you know?
And it was another blowout, too.
18, 7 and 6 tonight, but only 1 of 5 from 3. That's the one bad thing you can say. And I thought he had 1 or 2 of them tonight. Who was it that was telling, you can always tell when he looks confident, when he doesn't. The last one, for example, was very confident. He was wide open, gets it, shot it in rhythm. But no, his ability to put the ball on the floor right now, we talk about Christian Braun as a guy where we know what his ceiling is, right? It's not too much higher. It's just more of this and maybe more confidence in this. But him starting to put the ball on the floor in this way, I don't think he's ever going to be a guy with 6-part moves, inside, high in the back spin, hezzy, pull up. But you don't always need that. For a player like that, I'm trying to think of who a good comp is that's not one of your primary, secondary, or even third scorer. He's just a fill-in-the-gap guys, but he's able to get around you. I mean, Derek White, I guess, is something like this. He's not Derek White speed or, scoring. But I'm just saying a guy that when your fifth option has the ability to break a guy down one-on-one, even in basic ways, it elevates you. And I'm starting to think his first step is quick. He's strong, that once he gets you on his hip, you're not recovering. It really might be a weapon for them now in a small way, but it could even be a weapon for them in the future in a bigger way.
It absolutely is going to be a weapon because Christian Braun, even though he has 6 assists, he's not exploring his game. He's just perfecting the things that he's good at. He knows, hey, I am good on fast breaks, so I'm going to just run the fast break. We got to see him pull out of a fast break, tonight.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I've seen that. Yeah. And it's the defense is so ready for him to just be a bull and get downhill that slowing it down or making an extra pass every now and then, it throws them off. So that becomes a weapon because the scouting report says he's never making that pass. The scouting report says that he's just going to go downhill and score that way. So now he's doing things that he's good at, but okay, here goes a wrinkle that you did not see. That's a weapon, especially because, it's going to be other guards, that are going to, he's stronger than them. He's more athletic than them, and he's pretty smart. He knows what he does well. So, it's a weapon that they're going to use for sure.
3 offensive rebounds as well. So that's just the complete Christian Braun.
Yeah.
Because look, he's been leaking out more and more because he's so dang good at it, right? He's literally the most effective transition scorer right now in the league. So anytime a guy like that also manages to find spots to get on the glass, on the offensive glass, because he every time Christian Braun grabs an offensive rebound, I just kind of yell Josh Hart in my head, And so I love when Christian does that. This was maybe if he had shot from outside, you would say complete. But for the most part, dang near flawless performance from Christian.
On the other side, there was Julian Strawther, and I said there's nothing negative. I actually was real bothered by Julian Strawther. He got some points a little bit late in this game to get up to 18 points, 6 of 15 shooting. He's got 2 starts in a row now, one at the point guard, one at the shooting guard. I haven't liked either of them, and this is the flip side of the Julian Strawther thing. We know defensively. I thought this game was a preview of what we would expect should he play in the playoffs. Teams are going to go at him. They're going to build their game plan around, hey, let me get him switched and try to challenge him because I don't think he's going to be able to stop your upper-level scores at all, not even slow him down. And then offensively, he has been given the greenest of green lights. Michael Malone even told us last year, I run more plays for him than I run for anybody else. You want him shooting. You want him with a quick trigger. You want him putting it on the ground and trying to get into the paint. But when you go to the starting lineup and Jokic is on the court with you, that goes out the window, and I feel like he has a hard time adjusting his game there. He got 15 shots up tonight. That's the second most of everybody on the team. Now, he did play the most minutes, 39, but only Jamal Murray took more. He took more than Jokic, more than CB, and it just feels like he turns that dial. He plays the same way, and it's no, you can't do that when Jokic's on the court. Every possession is going to get a good shot if you're patient and play through Jokic.
Strong agree with the only wrinkle of I wonder if they told him to be aggressive, because I know some of those Malone quotes from the last game and just sort of with Julian's body language and wanting him to have a short memory. Maybe they told him, hey, if we pass you the ball, fire away. But I'm with you that if this were it only worked out because this game was never tight.
Yeah.
And were it, I would have been with you. He can't be shooting these. And when he wasn't missing, I didn't like it either. The only thing I'm stopping and considering is maybe they encouraged him to be. Also,
but the Nuggets offense has a rhythm, is what I'm getting to. There's a rhythm to it, and the rhythm's not that hard to catch. It's a lot of attack when you're open, get it to Jokic when you're not, and cut off of him.
No
and
doubt about it.
And there just was a lot of
no doubt.
Julian's trying really hard right now to do something when Jokic's on the floor. You don't ever have to try that hard.
Right. You make 1 or 2 or 3 choices really quickly, and then I get it.
It's a mixed bag for me on Strawther. I think he was horrible defensively, but I expected him to be horrible defensively in this game.
Yeah.
And the only way that you're going to get better, especially going against one of the best scorers in the league, is if you get out there and play a lot of minutes against one of the best scorers in the league. And I feel like that's what he's the focus right now for Michael Malone. We're going to see how much we have of Julian Strawther. We're going to throw him into the fire and see how he comes out of it. He played 39 minutes. Like, that lets you, like, know that this is, like, what we want you to do. I also like the fact that he did not, shrink or relegate himself to, I'm just going to just pass the entire time. Because you want him to be a scorer. He's going to be with that second unit. He's not going to be with Jokic all the time. Also, Jokic needs to be around other guys that are just ready to score, ready to shoot it every single time. We want Michael Porter Jr. to get up that. How many times has Michael Porter Jr. got up?
Yeah, but that's like catch and shoot threes or cuts or this or that. Like, there was a lot of dribbling around the floor looking for an angle or something.
For sure. I don't think he was great, but also, he's a young guy in the league that is playing alongside these guys for not that long. He was a starter. They're trying to see what they have here, and I think that he has some highs in this game. He has some lows in this game, but I'll take those highs. I'll take him taking a lot of shots. I'll take him, working hard. It wasn't that he was out there relaxing. He's grabbing boards. He's playing. He's trying to find his way while trying to get keyed in on every single time. They were doing switches. They're trying to put him in actions. He's trying to read what's happening, but also get his own. So I didn't hate what I seen from Strawther.
What's interesting, though, and maybe it was one of you guys that brought this up, Cal did call out a handful of players in his presser the other day, and Julian, I think, was the one where he said, I'm not sure his in the defense. I remember he said his defense in the playoffs yep. is going to be rough.
Yeah.
That can be tough on a young player, to hear your own GM say that. I don't know if it did or didn't. And Michael Malone going almost the opposite way, playing him 39 minutes, really saying, hey, take shots. Maybe this is part of the balance out of, hey, I don't need anything in his head right now. We talked about him getting replaced by Jalen Pickett.
Right.
Can't do it this late in the year, in my opinion, because you don't want a young player's psyche to be messed with in any way.
That's sort of what I was getting at. And maybe they just kind of, knowing the opponent, it was an encouragement, kind of throw a bone Strawther's way kind of deal. But obviously, if that had really gotten down to a 5-point game when it mattered, every shot he took would have felt like a hold your breath moment. For me, just defensively, he's the mark to the extent that it doesn't actually matter who you are. Like, if Strawther's your guy, you have a green light. You are allowed to try to take it to the rim. And that's old news, right? It's nothing new. But it didn't look much better against a decimated Suns team. So that's still the big hurdle he has to clear.
I do think it's hilarious that he was dribbling a lot and he took a bunch of shots and he's out there with Jokic and Jamal and he has 0 assists.
0 assists? Yeah.
that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is tough.
You shot it every single time that you touched it.
Nuggets only had 28 tonight, which is kind of a surprise, to be honest with you. Their average, that's below their season average.
Yeah.
But, that was the texture of the game. The last one, Aaron Gordon, 9 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, but only 2 of 9 shooting. He did hit a 3. I feel like a lot of the physicality is back, but how do you analyze his game tonight?
He's clearly not back, but he's finding ways to be effective, every single time that he's out there. He's clearly not scoring. He's very inefficient this year, because I think he's trying to force his way back with shots or physicality or, a lot of those turnaround mid-range jumpers. Yeah. So he's trying to shoot his way back into it. But he had 10 rebounds in this game. That's a lot of rebounds, for Aaron Gordon, who was not getting that when he was healthy. So he's like, I'm going to just find different ways. He had 4 assists. He's been passing the ball extremely well. It's not like he's just shooting every single time or trying not to find ways to impact the game. So he's one of those guys that you're not going to look in and say he lost us the game or he did not bring it, because he's bringing it. He's just not himself right now.
Yeah, my favorite play of the night was when he just kind of took it straight at Bull and just kind of threw his elbows around and drew the foul.
Oh, man, he was pissed.
I was going to say he looked really pissed off all night.
Because what was it? The play before that was where he got hit in the eye, and then he goes to the ref, gets attacked. He was pissed, and then that play was like a stomp right into him. I love when AJ does that. It looks like it hurts.
Once a year out of nowhere, AJ looks ready to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we kind of got it a little bit tonight. Not super efficient. Did have 10 rebounds and 4 assists, though. And
Big time, man.
Part of me wonders, man, with how good the offense has gotten and how many options they have in playmakers, I'm kind of okay if we mostly just feel Gordon as like a rebounder, tertiary playmaker, and defensive guy. The last one is the biggest if because of his health, I think. So that's sort of what I'm monitoring as we go forward.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I can take and leave his efficient performances for the most part, because Denver's just got a more egalitarian offense right now that just like you're going to get your points one way or another. So,
yeah, took a 3 with confidence in transition. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, I want to get to Zeke Nnaji and Jalen Pickett because they're on the best runs of their career.
What a treat, man. What an absolute treat. Hey, let's talk to you guys about our friends at Mando who know that the deodorant game, the body odor game, is not just an armpit game. I think you know what I mean? Like if instead of showering, you just took like a piece of deodorant and you just kind of wiped it on your arm once and you were like, look, now I'm clean. Now I smell good. My whole body's ready. It's a whole body experience, man. It's not just the armpits. It's like the pits, the bellies, the buttons, the balls, the butt cracks, the grundles, the munders, and more, man. And with Mando, the scents are geared towards men with options like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Tom Cruise. No, that's not. I made that up. Mount Fuji and Pro Sport. So shout out Mando, man, because it's safe to use all over your body, and many men may not realize that they should, in fact, be using deodorant all over their bodies. Right now, they have a starter pack, perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Use DNVR at shopmando.com. That's SHOP, Mando, MANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. And let's go back to Breckenridge Brewery. We're talking about the beer this time, not the distillery. And I love their brewery. They are the official craft beer of DNVR, but only because they have so many delicious craft beers and because they all look dope and because we sell all of them in the bar. It's a Colorado partnership made in heaven, man. And right now they have the new West Coast style IPA, the Ridge Runner. We've told you about it. Looks great.
It's a great beer.
Tastes great. I wish I had some in my fridge right now, and I do not. You can, though, if you check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com. Punch in where you're at, punch in what you're looking for, and it'll tell you where to go. I like when life is that easy, and I like when my beer tastes that good. That's why I like Breckenridge Brewery.
Back here, segment 3. Let's get to my guy.
Let's do it.
Let's get to my guy, Jalen Pickett tonight in 17 minutes. Stat line's not that impressive. 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. Those were his 2 shots. 0 of 4 from the 2-point line. But it was a plus 10. Really good in his 17 minutes. And more to the point, you mentioned the defense earlier, Vogt. I think I'm going to make a crazy proclamation. I think he has the second best basketball IQ on the team in many ways, behind Jokic, the greatest basketball mind to ever walk on a court. He just really understands the game. He's the first to react defensively. He keeps guys in front of him. He's really strong. He gets the ball where it's supposed to go. He's playing super conservative right now. But this is a nice string of games that Pickett has had together now. The longest string of opportunities ever had. And he just looks solid out there. I love Jalen Pickett, and I like what I've seen from him lately.
Do you think it's just because they're a little bit slower?
Who?
Jokic and Jalen Pickett.
That's why they have a high IQ?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. They have to find different ways to manipulate the game. Yeah. So, like, he is manipulating the game in different ways. But you really do see, like, him reading what's happening. He understands what's happening. He can see plays happen before they happen. So, that the IQ is there. I love the fact that he's knocking down the 3-ball. His shot is, I don't think I thought about the shot. That's what's been like going well for him, and that's how you could stay on the floor if you're going to use the spacing, not make a lot of mistakes, not turn the ball over, and then knock down 3 balls. Like, you got to play. He even got a block in this game.
Do you remember it? I just saw the stat. Me neither. It was
probably one of those like
strip blocks, steal blocks.
But he's getting extra minutes. They're missing, Russell Westbrook right now. So having a guy that could step up and give you some minutes, so Jamal's not going to play 50 minutes in the game because he could get close to that. But Jalen Pickett doesn't look like he's lost out there. No. He doesn't look like a guy that they're just picking on the other end of the floor. They're not trying to pressure high or anything because he just reads what's happening. So I do like that.
I can't believe that he's a seemingly plus defender. Not because of his IQ or strength, like that makes sense, but he's small, man. And how many times have we liked things that small guards bring to the table, but the butt is pretty glaring. They can't guard anyone. They're Colin Gillespie, for example. How do you survive him being on the floor defensively? He's so tiny. it's just you don't really have not thought about that in Jalen Pickett's minutes this year because that they're not picking on him. He's in a good spot defensively. He's a good team defender. He rotates well. I saw at the last game live, he's pushing Mike to get Mike into the right spot.
He does it a lot. So, I'm telling you, he's constantly pointing and grabbing and pushing guys like, hey, here's what's happening out here.
You know, Jalen's not the first tiny game manager to try to make it, but one thing about him that works in his favor is most of them are really marks on the defensive end, and so far he's found a way to avoid that. He's
a rare two-way player on this roster, to be honest with you. If you talk about the two-way players, Aaron Gordon is one. Jokic, when he's locked in, is one, but in the regular season, so far has not been. Who else is two-way players? Russ has been a two-way player quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you're talking about most guys are one side or the other with a little bit here or there. Christian Brown, weirdly, has been more offensive than defense this year in a weird way. Jalen Pickett is just so solid. And to be honest, he does a good job. Like, he did a good job on Booker tonight. I don't have confidence that those things are going to stick through his career because he is too small. A Booker eventually will realize that, all right, I can't get around him and he's too strong for me, but I can just shoot right over the top. And I don't think there's a lot he can do, although he did have that one contest. I don't know if you guys saw.
Oh, was it Booker? He got up high, brother.
That was the highest I've ever seen him jump to try to contest and ran up everything he had. But he's such a great team defender. And I like your take about, is it because they're slow? And I thought you were just saying that's why I think they're good. But no, you might be right that because they're slow, their brains had to speed up. And the reason I like this is he's a great team defender. He boxes out somebody every time. If you watch him, shot goes up, he looks for a body and puts it just to make it easier for everyone else to grab the board. And he sees rotations early. He's always breaking early. He just knows what's going on. I think he's a really good team defender in a way that I want him to play real minutes. The Nuggets don't have enough team defenders. Him being out there, I think, lessens the chance. Like, he had a great, what's called a veer switch tonight, where it wasn't somebody else got beat, and it wasn't his rotation to help out, but he read it quickly enough that he was able to get over there so the other guy could veer off into his guy. And he does that once a game in a way that's like, those are automatic points that he took off the board to create challenge shots. I just think he does a lot of smart stuff, man, that adds up when you're the fifth option.
Yeah, I mean, he's studying the game. He truly is. And yeah, going back to him being the slower, I really do think that's high IQ. Knowing that I'm not going to jump higher than them, so I'm going to box out or I'm going to put a body on them. Knowing that, hey, I'm not playing a lot of minutes, so let me slow it down and make the right pass because that's the way that I earn minutes. Reading another person's deficiency, okay, he's going to overplay there. Let me go put myself in this position. Hopefully a guy comes here. So he is setting it up and reading what's happening. What is the guy on Game of Thrones, Tyrion Lannister?
It looks like that. Jeez.
No, I'm just saying, they're just smarter. They're small guys. They read what's happening.
Yeah. Nice catch. Yeah.
That's hilarious. He does have. I've just looked it up. This is a team stat. He does have the best defensive rating on the team of the rotation guys. The only guys better than him: PJ Hall, Spencer Jones, Lako Chanchar.
Listen, I'm gonna buy any propaganda you sell me right now. So keep it coming.
97 defensive rating. That's by far the best on the team, and he's, we're starting to get a pretty substantial sample size.
He's checking out with eye test. I think he's just. But it's also he gets to come in these games where the rotation is opened up against, because they're missing guys against. I think often in my mind, inferior opponents, and it's hey, these are guys that could outsmart or out hustle their way into a win against a better team. And there has been something this year about when Zeke or Jalen comes in, they're playing for their NBA, next chance, right?
Yeah.
And there's it almost makes them kind of particularly valuable in these kind of games. And so it was nice to see Jalen's kind of all around hustle tonight. And I think we're just at the part now where look, when they're healthy, he's going to be out of the rotation because they have so many guards ahead of him, and Julian just is part of the plan. That's clear. But when one guy gets hurt, Malone has said this in the past, they're going to him and they feel good about it.
Right now, that's just how I feel. I don't feel, and this is what you were referencing earlier, I don't feel oh man, the Zeke minutes early on where you're this is what's going to happen. It could be a nightmare. I just don't feel, I'd be shocked if it was a nightmare at this moment.
Right.
Especially when he's playing with at least a couple other good players. I just like him. I think he fits in the rotation. I'm with you. I don't know if there's a spot for him in the rotation when everyone's healthy, but there's almost always one guard who's out with something. So
he's
I
next guy up.
just hope over these last 30 games that he plays in like 20 of them or 23 of them, because I don't fear him at all. And then the other guy, Zeke Nnaji, 21 minutes from him tonight, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and continues just to play great defense, play hard. I love when he grabs rebounds, even when no one's around. He jumps as high as he can and then slaps the ball. He's playing confident as well. He's playing loose.
We had one of our homies come into the bar and tell us that Zeke Nnaji's grabbing no rebounds. You know what he's done since then?
Grabbing a bunch.
He's grabbing all the rebounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy's a liar. He's a liar. But we're seeing more opportunity. We're seeing him step up to the plate and be able to impact the game with his defense, impact the game with his effort. He's a bench player. Those are the things that you're supposed to do when you get on the floor. Don't care if he's 1 of 4 from the field. Go and make a play. Go and play hard the entire time. And we're seeing a positive plus minus from Zeke.
I know.
Like
Plus
that's
8.
what we've been seeing. So like that's great to see, is that you have a guy that you can go to and it's not like, like this is all the Nuggets are good type of games when you have positive about Zeke. We just did a long segment about Jalen Pickett. Next, we're probably going to talk about Trey Alexander. Things are good. Things are good right now. But I like what I'm seeing from Zeke.
I agree. I mean, this has to be on the court the first time Zeke Nnaji is feeling himself to any degree in 2-3 calendar years. I mean, it's
since his rookie year. That was when the only time.
So I hope he's feeling it. It's the defense for me, for sure. I mean, he's moving his feet, he's playing hard, and that's kind of what I'm talking about with like these games where you open up the rotation and you hope that you don't get out hustled by other teams. I mean, Zeke is one of those guys that would be on the other team auditioning for more minutes, right? Like, so I really like how hard he's playing. I don't know what it will all add up to when the dust settles. The Zeke experience has been very up and down. I am honestly very happy for him.
Me too. Both of those guys had to do, it's like the Shawshank Redemption. They traveled through a bunch of shit to get to the other side out clean.
Yeah. I'm trying to think it must have been the game that he started. I don't think I failed to get you guys this note. It really sounded like they were going crazy for Zeke in the locker room. And there was just a moment where he was on the court where he pointed at the bench, remember? And they pointed back.
Went crazy.
You always talk about this.
Yeah.
What it means to feel like you're one of the guys.
Yes.
And look, the truth is, I think people can kind of underestimate how much guys can be not one of the guys on a team. I mean, like Duran Holmes seeing Jokic and DeAndre Jordan do the kiss and being surprised. He hasn't been around, man. Like, he doesn't know these guys. But Zeke and Jalen are working their way into the club, right? And so I don't know what it ends up being, but I'm really happy that he's getting this stretch.
It really is cool, man. We always joke about chapters in the season, This is like, and then we joke about if you get the book early and you flip through the chapters. It's like this last chapter in some ways is Pickett and Zeke.
Yeah,
like
man.
if you would have gotten the itinerary and you're like, what? There's a chapter called Pickett and Zeke, but those guys have had their moment and it's cool. And I think it'll keep going probably till the All-Star break. I don't know. I mean, we know that P-Watt's not coming back for then. I don't know that Russell Westbrook, although it could surprise you. So I think those guys will continue to get an opportunity. DeAndre Jordan played well. We can just give a quick minute on him. 4 points, 11 rebounds. Any note?
11 rebounds.
It's a lot of rebounds in 17 minutes.
That's how you control like the second unit. It's going to be very hard to lose against other teams when your big man is grabbing every single rebound. Like that's how you limit the other team going on big runs.
Totally.
He wasn't out there for long. 16 minutes, 11 rebounds. Every minute he's out there, he's making something happen. So like really, that's productive. That's production. You'll take that from DeAndre.
Totally, man. Look, I mean, the found money with DeAndre Jordan this year is, I mean, it's enough to buy a soda, man. It's not like a quarter. It's $5 in the pocket that they found. Like it's pretty cool. And as even Calvin Booth told you, this was not the plan, but. I really think the ultimate, we've said it before, it ultimately comes down to crediting DeAndre Jordan for staying in shape, man.
It's kind of crazy. It's actually under-discussed.
Yeah, because it'd be really easy.
He's in great shape for an old guy.
It'd be really easy for him to have not to, and to just be a locker room guy. But they're playing him, and he's playing well, and it's been a pretty noticeable factor in getting Jokic a little bit more rest in the last 2 months than the start of the year. So shout out DeAndre.
Nuggets just had this overnight. They're probably already at the plane headed back. They had 4 games at home. After this, they have 2 games at home, All-Star break, 2 more games at home. So Denver should get a nice little rhythm before the things really get kind of crazy. But Dev, they're 34-19 with 2 games left, both at home against Portland, who's tough but very beatable. They could get to 36-19. Do you know what their record was at the All-Star break last year?
What was it?
36-19. And they set a record 57 wins. Now, they did that because they immediately went on a 6-game win streak and then another 5-game win streak after that. They won 11 of 12 right after the All-Star break. It's going to be tough for Denver to do that given the schedule they have. But if you get to 36-19, the same as last year, I feel like you feel pretty good about yourself.
I think you feel better than you did last year, though.
Really?
I do, because I think early on last year, we saw like Reggie Jackson and the bench unit find themselves early, and then they lost themselves around then. So you were relying on the starters to pretty much go on those type of runs. Right now, I think it's reversed, where the bench was so bad because, of course, it's a new group and you're trying to figure it out. But now they're starting to look, better. Now they're starting to look okay. The Nuggets are also, they've been dealing with injuries this year, in a different way than they did last year. And it's now starting to come together. They're still winning games without their starting, guys. It hasn't been an excuse if they drop one of like, hey, they're missing anyone. Jokic is playing the best, ball. Jamal is finally getting it going. Like, we're on the up and up. So I think I like that a little bit more.
Remember Jokic sent that text message last year?
Yeah, you know what he did this year? They lost to the Wizards, and he said, I'm going to have all of your paychecks suspended. He didn't say that.
By the way, and we have super producer Tiff. She's usually on Avs. I know from talking to one of our social guys, Nick, he says that the Avs are super serious. Is this their reputation that they're almost like not joyless, but that they just don't joke around a whole lot because they're so like focused on the mission at hand? Do you know this to be true?
Yeah, I would definitely say that they're very, no silly practice, nothing going on. But I think that really is just like Nathan McKinnon.
Right.
There are a couple of other guys that like try to keep it loose. But it's gotten better since the Cup.
But you say better, and I'm not sure it is better. I mean, like they have the Cup, they win the Cup. When I say this, because we went out to Philadelphia, I went with him. He went to the Flyers game, went to the Flyers locker room, helped with some of that stuff. And he was like, all the guys are laughing and like joking around. He's like, and the Avs locker room is so serious. Nathan McKinnon won't let anyone like crack jokes or put their feet up. He's like, oh, so intense. And I kind of wonder with Yoke, like, he's had a little bit of a no nonsense to him, this year. And I just wonder if he's got a little bit of looking around and he's like, you guys all laughing? We're 34-19. We're supposed to win a title. We're the 22nd best defense in the NBA. I do wonder if Yoke has a little McKinnon growing in him where he's starting to get like, hey, so you're right, text message. It might not be a text message this year that's like, we can do this, everybody get up. It might be more of a like, everybody better do your jobs or I'm on you.
Yeah.
Players only meeting, for sure.
Since then, they haven't been losing to these teams that they're supposed to
that's true.
Beat. They've been blowing them out where he's resting. I don't think that Jokic is the type to put added pressure on guys, so you don't want to be too serious. But you send a text message after you lose to the Wizards, and that is embarrassing. You're gonna hear that. You're gonna feel that because I'm sure it was embarrassing to everybody, not just him. So I do think that they're responding. It just looks different with Jokic. His leadership looks different than McKinnon.
Yeah,
is that who we were talking about?
Yeah. You know Nathan McKinnon. Yeah. I know you're a big fan.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Could be just seriousness. All right, if we look at the standings now, Denver finds themselves in the 3 seed. The Lakers won tonight, so no ground gain there. But the Grizzlies lost tonight, so Denver now finds themselves just a game and a half back of Memphis. Memphis is somehow has this. Not only they have a good record, they have a good differential too, which tells you they should be really good. But it's nice that they're there. And then the Rockets lose, so the Denver continues to build separation between them. I mean, Denver right now, from the 7 seed, 4 in the loss column. That's a lot with only, 30 games to go? Is that about right? Yeah. 30 games to go?
Yeah.
That's a lot. 4?
Separating yourself. That's why I say you really do have to feel better about where you are right now. If you're on the same pace as last year, they feel like they should have been in the finals last year.
Yeah.
And really, you're on the up and up. Other teams they're good, but you're like, okay, I feel comfortable in a matchup against, these teams. We are starting to find ourselves. We're, not losing those type of. I really do think that you look, you feel confident and you look around the West and say, we could catch those guys or we can beat those guys.
Yeah. I think they've sort of survived the literally keep our heads above water so we don't drown stretch. And we're kind of getting back to like they're adding things, there's layers to the offense. We're kind of starting to get excited about something a bit more of an extended rotation at times since that Wizards loss. So it just sort of feels like they're a good team that can build from a good baseline now in an attempt to become great again, which they haven't been. I would say great. Big test coming out of the All-Star break, but they survived, I think, hopefully, knock on wood, what seemed to be the real danger stretch. And right now it feels like they're building, and hopefully that stays the case here through the break and through that tough stretch.
Longest win streak now, 6 games of the year. Longest, they had a 6-gamer last year. They had a 9-game win streak in the championship year. So it's not that they get a 6-game win streak very often. I mean, it's the weird thing about the Nuggets is they don't always have these. If you go back to 2022, 6-game was the high. 2021, they did have one 8-game win streak, but that was it. So they had a couple 5-gamers. So 6-game win streak's pretty impressive with a chance to push it all the way up to 8. And I believe 9 is the record. It'd be great to be able to have the first game out of the All-Star break to tie the record for longest win streak.
Wouldn't it? Shout out Harrison Wind, who predicted a big winning streak. And so far...
that's the one drawback.
I know. So far, he's right.
Can't let Harrison ever have a win. All right, let's get to some Super Chats. What do we got here? Anybody Super Chat us tonight?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it. Okay, let's do it. Mr. Exquisite Nugget, no Dev, no Adam, no Vote. It's college basketball. Duh. You're just picking right up where you left off, huh, for the pregame show. And Duke lost, yay. Now for NBA, Lakers rescinded.
Oh, we should talk about that.
We should? How do we feel pre-All-Star break?
All right, we got to talk about that. So here's the crazy thing, and I will tell you, I was talking to somebody with the Nuggets org just the other day about the Mark Williams deal, and it's like, hey, they got themselves a lob threat. And one of the things I just had heard was, yeah, man, I don't know about that trade because... the medical, from what you hear around the league, everybody hears everything. Medical's real scary, and there's a good chance that guy is just going to always be injured. Well, the trade gets rescinded for medical reasons now, we find out. And, I know it's scary, big 7'2" guy with a lob threat, but part of me goes, them giving up all of their assets, they only had the 2 left. They give them all up for a guy that was hobbled that bad. Part of me was like, maybe they dodged a bullet.
They should have got him.
They should have got him.
I kind of think they did.
I was a little pissed. They should have got him. They said that it was multiple. Like, he didn't just fail it from all over one. It was like multiple things that he was going. He was playing, though. How was he that hurt?
He wasn't playing that much, though. I mean, he misses a lot of times.
Shams said it wasn't even his back, which was the concern. So, I don't know. Sounds like there's a lot going on there. Yeah, I mean, and the deadline's gone now, and the Lakers missed their chance to get a big, so...
Who's available?
Dwight Howard.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be like somebody like that, DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't know if JaVale McGee is still around.
Is it Jackson Hayes, the starting center?
I know.
And I think they love the trades they got to make at the deadline, the trade. But, I mean, I don't think any team wants to start Jackson Hayes in the playoffs.
It also does take a little wind out of their sail, and you look at it. I mean, look, I don't know what that Lakers team's going to be. They do get Dalton Connect back, so they get another shooter, which they desperately needed.
They did need that, yep.
But... you're telling me that now Yoke has to beat up Jackson Hayes for you to win a playoff series? I'll take it.
I would be pissed if I was Dalton Connect.
That would be hard to come back, right? Especially because, the Lakers media machine comes out of the woodwork. They were like, the coaching staff's worries he's a little soft. That's one of the things
Meanwhile,
that came
this Mark
out.
Williams guy, we love him.
They were calling him soft. You don't trade rookies. Like, they went out of their way to get rid of him. And now they're like, you know what? Come on, man.
Come on back. Did you see the Hornets had to put out a statement? Like, we think Mark Williams coming back strengthens our team. Yeah, clearly.
Sure.
So that's a big one, man. That's a big one for the Lakers. Takes the wind out of their sail, although they keep winning.
I honestly, they're the biggest question mark for me now in both directions. I don't know.
I think Golden State is equally as big.
They are.
They got to win tonight. By the way, we didn't watch the game, but they were down 15 to the Bulls. Was it the Bulls?
Yeah, and then
they were down 12.
And then they won by 30.
Steph happened.
24 in the third, I think, for Steph. Just the third alone.
They're going to be an interesting one as well. I'm telling you, the play-in is going to be insane this year. I think the Suns are not a playoff team. That's my hot take.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
you look around and say, like, well, who are they beating in the play-in? I just don't know, man. We'll see.
Peter Duck, thank goodness I don't gamble. We're streaking, though.
We did lose tonight because the Nuggets were too good.
They don't tell you about that when you start gambling, you know? You may not win these bets because you're too correct.
You're too correct.
Druid Trading, 4 in a row, 30-point plus by a teammate, first in Jokic era.
Man, I like that. You know what they should do? Bet365 should run the promo for the playoffs where if Jokic gets a Sombor double, you get the triple-double bet. If he gets a Sombor double but doesn't play the fourth, you get your triple-double.
So that's a good one.
Let's
That's an
do that.
insurance.
I'm full of ideas. Get with me, Bet365.
Jeremy, J-Rock, Michael, say it with me. He's back. Fire it up, Kale.
Fire it up, Kale!
Kale.
Kale's not here.
Kale,
He doesn't have the backometer.
Kale, fire it up, Kale. Druid
playing well.
Trading, MPJ's rebounds were sorely missed. Yeah, I don't know if anything was really sorely missed.
Sorely missed?
I mean, like, yes, he helps. I just think that
I think the nice thing is you just look and say, I don't think Julian had a great game tonight. If you replace him with Michael Porter, do they win by 70?
Yeah, good win. Good win. No, it's hashtag shut up and take my money. Let's go 10-0, babes. Good show, Tiff. No, Dev. No, Adam.
We can't tell if this is actually Cedric
I think the last
or
one
if
was
it's
like
Cedric impersonators.
sarcastic. The Nuggets had 62 rebounds.
The end game is everyone impersonating
49.
Cedric. And
Oh, so that was a sarcastic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
all right, cool. FBCA, serious question. Why is Straw starting over Pickett? Plays good D, has a smooth stroke from 3, and no, I'm not asking because Adam is here. Just play more minutes. Jalen Pickett, more minutes.
I hope he plays more minutes too, but you know what? I'm just enjoying the Pickett ride. He plays like this. If he gets 20 more games out of the 30, he plays 20 more games and plays like this, but with steady progress. Because I honestly think he's being so conservative right now. Like, just very careful. But if he starts to open it up, gets a little more confident, is there a chance we get into the offseason and people are saying, don't trade Pickett? Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it, Dev. Really?
No. They just traded Dalton Connect.
Well, for Mark Williams, yeah.
Josh Barnett from Down Under. Peanut butter and jelly is life. And Vegemite. Hashtag. What is this hashtag? TYOGM? JM?
Thank you. The year of Jamal Murray.
The year of Jamal Murray. Easy
The year of Jamal Murray. It's the year, baby. Actually, you know what? 2025 has been good so far for Jamal.
It has been good to Jamal.
Could
Easy
be.
E. Loving this team right now, especially with our bench doing better. Also, I'm going to need that shirt, Dev.
It's yours. Easy. It's yours.
Come get it.
Dev is literally sick of people asking about it at this point. He thought he was wearing a cool shirt, just normal, and now everybody has made a comment about his shirt.
The white women,
Yeah.
they love this shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been stopped today. And I thought it was because I was Superstar Dev. No. Sir, where'd you get the Taylor Swift
Question.
shirt from?
Was that a gift or did you buy it? That's awesome. Easy E. Oh, I'm sorry. Marlon. The Jokic heaves are fun, but at some point, does somebody need to intervene? I value his field goal percentage and hate to see somebody lose their battle with an addiction.
Hey, I'm telling you, no. I love that
Me
Jokic
too.
is just at the end of the year, it's going to be so dope. And he might even start a revolution, you guys. Nobody
Just
heaves. Everybody
take the
waits to the
heave.
clock. He might make the heave cool again. Yoke, that would be an incredible achievement if Yoke single-handedly brings back the heave to where every player's like, you know what, who cares about these dumb numbers? They don't mean anything. And it's true.
5-5-5-5-5-5-ish. Another game where Zeke plays so well, he doesn't play in super garbage time.
We can't win.
I can't believe this is my life now. 224 minutes and 10 seconds down.
Look at this.
Whoa, wait, what?
We're almost halfway.
Whatever the pace is must have jumped by
A lot.
down only 230 minutes and 50 seconds till 5-5-5. Hang
It's
on.
possible,
is
man.
Is it back on the menu?
Is it? Not really, but you know what? Not really, but hey,
We're
next
getting close.
game, I think we're going to pass the halfway point. That's going to be a big moment, man.
RWK. Hunter Tyson dunk. Jalen Pickett threes. All the Nuggets are good. RWK.
Do you think Pickett can dunk?
No.
I don't think he can. He's small.
FBCA 100% glaze. CB a starter on any team. No cope.
There's glaze in there.
Shout out FBCA.
Not coping at all.
Fred Baggins. Pickett, Julian, Hunter, Christian. All the boothers are good.
All the boothers are good. All right.
History
There you
Channel
go.
5280. Our floor is slowly getting higher. Excited to test our ceiling against some top tier teams. Hashtag all the Nuggets are
we were
good.
joking about this, man. Like, I was so ready for a test, but then they failed it miserably. A couple more games, I'm going to be ready for a test again.
Yeah, man. I kind of think they're above these games again. You know?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, yeah. Well, could be famous last words there, so I'm sorry. Ulysses Ventura. If Jokic had SGA whistle, Jokic MVP, no question.
Not a question about it.
RWK, I agree with your Pickett IQ take, Adam.
Hey, thanks.
Maddox doubling down Zeke as a 4 can play in the offs.
That'd be wild, man. Can you imagine? Be
Can you
dope, though.
imagine?
Hey, you know what, though? Here's a true thing. League is getting bigger. It's just entirely possible Denver finds themselves in a matchup where they need a big defensive player. So it seems crazy at this very moment. I'm not predicting it, but maybe.
Man, what a
Like Julius Randle has Aaron Gordon in foul trouble. What are we doing? Rolling Michael Porter on him?
probably not.
Rolling P-Watt on him? It might be that it's like, you know what, he gave us some good minutes. We need a big body out there. I mean, I don't know. It's not the craziest thought.
The NBA season is long and full of long up and downs with these storylines. Kyle M. Hey, Vogt. Hey, Kyle. Hakeem Brown. Derrick Rose vibes on that dunk against Atlanta. Brown is...
He's a great
You
athlete.
could call him a sneaky athlete. No,
Well,
he's a great athlete, man.
he's a great athlete.
Leaper.
He is a dunker, man.
Yeah.
He's so strong, too. He's just a thick boy, man. He just drives it as fast as he can. Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
All right, cue that outro music there, Tiff. Saturday night at the DNVR bar, Nuggets blow out the Suns for a win, 6 games in a row. Another great night to be us, huh, fellas?
Man. We're so lucky to be us.
Another great night to be us.
What a treat.
Thank you to all of you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you to everybody who hit the like button, everybody who's a subscriber, everybody who's a diehard, by the way. We keep hopping in. I might do a list because I want Jalen Pickett to go figure. I might do one on Monday, either on playback or in Discord. I probably won't just post it or whatever, but
Right.
Discord is for the diehards, so you can hop in there and you can check out all of my Jalen Pickett film breakdowns over there. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. Have a nice Super Bowl.
We all silly like the mayor.